Okay, so this was probably one of the worst cows I have seen, at least in the last couple of years. She had that big chunk of metal in there, and at first I thought it was one whole piece, but then we realized, oh, you can see it ooze out. Realized it was two pieces. This piece along the hoof wall, up in that white line, had got so deep it had got into that sensitive tissue down inside and created a massive infection. So after we got that out, we started grinding it. I was still pretty optimistic because the ooze and the infection had quit coming out, and so I was hoping that we were going to be okay. But it seemed like the deeper we got into that tissue, the more I realized this was going to be a big problem. And so you'll see after we finish grinding, there's a pretty big hole in there. We sprayed some tea tree oil in there to kind of start working its way inside, and then started on the carving. I sped this up a little bit just because it's a lot of carving. Took a long time. Pretty sensitive inside there. Noticed there was a hole up top, and so chipped away at it a little bit with the grinder, and then had to carve just a little bit more. And it just got to that point where I just can't show very much more. It was a little bit graphic, just so much infection. So as you watch her walk out of the chute, so sensitive on that hoof. But get ready for the recheck. Okay, we're gonna check this girl again. She's the one that had the metal up in her foot. She looks like she's doing a lot better. Kind of clean. She was really raw in there. That powder just makes such a big difference on cleaning those up, and she really wasn't walking too bad this morning. I wanted to give her a little bit of time just to see how she put weight on that good claw over here. She was limping fairly bad yesterday. You can tell there's a lot of sensitivity up in this hoof, so a little bit raw right there. Okay, girl. I think we'll grind this up just a little bit, put a block on there, and I think she might make a perfect recovery. Boy, that's night and day difference from yesterday. There's a lot of heat coming out from this claw, but we'll get her on some antibiotics. She probably already is on antibiotics, and I think she's going to be okay. I haven't blocked a cow in such a long time. I really don't like blocking them. Whenever I can avoid it, I do, but I think this is one of those cases that is going to benefit from it. That's a big block for a little foot. All right, we'll let that dry for just a minute and then see how she walks out. This is really such a best case scenario. And it just kind of says how good that powder works. We're going to put another wrap on her. This was so corroded out and rotten. And so much infection draining out. We can still feel that heat, like I said, but she's healing. She's healing really fast. And that magic powder, I'll put that up against any antibiotic powder and any treatment anybody's using, because it just works so fast. And when you get an infection like that and a problem like that, you really need speed in order to combat that problem. So this has made my morning. I worried all night last night about this cow. Just wondering how she was doing. Wondering if she was going to be okay. I'm going to put a little of this spray kind of up around on the skin. It's a tea tree oil, and it'll just absorb in there, give her a little more advantage. Everybody can do a big whoop whoop for this cow and this hoof. because I was really thinking it was going to be a lot grimmer outlook for her. And the good news is this dairy has their own equipment. This is their hoof trimming chute we're using to recheck her. They've got 2 specific guys, a lot of times 3, that are over here in this area, and they're taking care of all the new moms and any special cases like this cow that just, it's okay, girl, that need a little extra attention. And so this cow's lucky to be in the right spot. She's well on her way to recovery. We'll watch her walk out when she goes, see how she's doing. It's gonna be good. You're safe, girl.